Everybody, welcome to the True Crime Squad. I'm Kristi Brower, here with my sister, co-host, and partner in crime, Katie Weaver. Hey, Katie.
How's it going?
It's going all right. How are you?
I'm good. Woke up to Christmas snow coming down, like the
Sure
giant
did.
fat heavy flakes, and the sky is clear now, but that snow isn't going anywhere. I don't know about at your
Mm-mm.
house, but whew.
Oh, yeah, no, it's still here, and it snowed all morning.
Mm-hmm. Oh, my dogs have just been partying in it.
Have they? Oh, good.
The bigger dog, our bigger Chihuahua and the Basset, yeah, they've been in and out the dog door about 1,000 times today. With
That's funny.
sticks, with toys, snow-covered toys.
Oh,
Sadly,
sure.
one of my brand new Hey Dudes is out there somewhere in the
Oh,
snow. So
oh,
thanks, Snow.
no.
You suck. But yeah, we are getting pounded.
We are. I bet your pigs are thrilled.
They are pissed, yeah. Well, you guys, I did something really stupid. I got up in the night to take Rico out to potty because he's on these water pills, because he's got cancer in his lungs and his lungs keep filling up with water. So
Yeah,
he has to get up in the night a couple of times right now.
yeah.
So I'd gotten up at like 4 with him to take him out to potty. And apparently when I came back in, I didn't shut the back door.
Oh, shit.
Either that or I didn't shut it tight and one of the pigs pushed it open
Oh,
because
no.
we got up about 7 and it was absolutely freezing and the pigs were having a fit because they were down on the back porch where that door is. And it was so cold. The wind is blowing in. The snow is blowing in. The pigs are all disgruntled. Excuse the pun. And the back door is wide open. So, and the heat is just
Shit.
pumping in this house. Yeah. So, yeah. I'm the person that's heating the outdoors. Yeah, it's me.
Dad would be appalled.
Right? I was appalled. I'm like, well, when that heat bill comes, you have no one to thank but yourself.
Oh, that's pretty funny.
Yeah. But all is
Well,
well.
yeah, it is. It's November 12th. It's not that surprising. It's time for it to be here, so we can't really complain too much, but we will. You know us East Idahoans, man.
Hmm.
We know how to bitch about the weather. And we do on nearly every show.
Seriously, though, we had like a 3-month long fall. We cannot be too upset.
Right. We
We
had a
had an
really good
absolutely
fall.
fabulous fall. Yeah, we did.
Yeah, we actually got fall this year, so that's pretty
Hmm.
great.
Yeah.
Oh, Kathy and Tom not ready for the white stuff.
Hmm.
Oh, Sad Willow says you're lucky you don't have squirrels, chipmunks, and birds in your house, right?
If it was anything, it would be a neighbor cat. Because we have a couple of
Oh,
neighbor cats that
yeah,
have really adopted us that are just here all the time. That wouldn't have surprised me at all. Yeah.
sure.
Yeah,
That's funny.
definitely go find us in Blue Sky. We have a brand new Blue Sky account. And
Oh,
we're just,
yeah.
True Crime Squad on Blue Sky, trying to push a little further away from X because it's just become such a toxic place. Whew, but speaking of toxic place, boy, had some big opinions about our opinions about Delphi. Holy cow, I had to block somebody this morning.
Yeah.
It just got ugly on
Oh,
X and finally, or on, not on X, on YouTube. And I finally went, why am I doing this? Like, is this the
right.
best way to spend my time? You obviously don't like us. She was just pointing out all of the podcasts we should listen to so that we'd know what to say. So I finally blocked her. Like, I don't care if people have
Yeah,
differing opinions. That's cool. But
right.
she went well beyond that to personal attacks. And I'm like, what am I
But
doing here?
honestly, if you have not educated yourself about this case, the Delphi case, it's your own fault. If you,
Right.
you
Like,
know,
what can we say? And even
yeah,
if you have and you still think that Alan is guilty, that's fine. You are
that's your
entitled to that opinion.
right.
But
But
holy moly, to tell us that
the
we don't have any idea what we're talking about and that we should go watch a few other podcasts that were suggested so that we could know what to say was just really something.
Yeah, yeah, because
I,
when you know us, we do all of our own research.
I
And
actually nearly went to the complete waste of time to add up how many episodes we have had where we discussed Delphi, and then I realized, what the hell are you doing? block that person and move on. Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is really rare for us. Really, really rare to block somebody.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a maybe once or twice a year kind of thing.
Right.
But hey, caramba, the guilty
Yeah.
squad is out in full force. Yikes.
Right. Yeah. And it's really sad to me because, man,
Yeah.
just to take everything blindly, you got to be so careful. So careful.
Yeah. Right, Kathy? Have your own opinions, but be kind for heaven's sake. Right? It's
Right.
not that hard.
Right.
It's not that hard. Or, I don't
No,
know,
it isn't.
listen to a differing opinion and maybe you'll learn something you didn't know. I
Well,
mean,
yeah, and then maybe wonder why there's a differing opinion on this.
exactly. Not just that everyone who has an opinion other than you is just dumb as hell.
Right. Right. I mean, these opinions don't just come out of the ethers. They come out of a jillion hours of research and reading all
Yeah.
the court filings and all the history and yeah. So,
Yeah. Yeah, I know.
right.
So it's fine. It's whatever. But
It
yeah.
is. It is, and we move on for now.
Oh, yeah. I mean, Delphi's going to go on for a long, long time.
It will. Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll be talking about this a lot more.
Hmm.
But with that, Katie, I know you have a crime news update for us.
Yes, I do. I have got quite a case for you guys. Uh, but I wanted it to bring to you guys because I know that you're going to love the hero in this case as much as I do. This is not the hero, in case, just to be super duper clear. This is Derek Daigneault. Derek Daigneault.
Yeah.
He's from Kansas. He was just sentenced to spend the rest of his life in prison. Just really a shame. He's only in his 20s, but he did this to
Oh, wow.
himself. And the reason that he's going to prison for the rest of his life is because he murdered his cousin, a woman named Mandy Rose Reynolds. I'm going to show you a picture of Mandy. This
Oh,
is Mandy. Mandy was a little bit younger. And what we know about the case is that Derek shot Mandy in the head, drove her body to McClellan County, and set her on fire.
oh my God.
Hmm. And after he stuffed her in a tote and set her on fire. So here's what happened. So the morning of April 4th, 2023, there's some Walmart surveillance photos and video of Daigneault buying a large plastic storage container, a shovel, and a gas can. The video
Oh,
also shows Daigneault leaving the parking lot, and he's driving what was later found to be Mandy's car.
hmm.
But even more damning, and we'll find out why later, was this guy right here.
Oh,
This is her Labradoodle named Titan.
oh.
There's in the car, or in the video of him driving out of the Walmart parking lot, Titan is sticking his head out the window, catching some breeze.
Oh boy.
So later on April 5th, there was a reported brush fire. And the police respond to that. This was in Waco, Texas. So they respond to that, and what they discover is that there's actually a body on fire that was in what looked to be a big tote and was
Okay.
burned beyond recognition. But there was this big white Labradoodle that was running around frantically barking at the scene and barking at the police and wouldn't leave. They tried to catch him and he took off. And the next
Oh,
morning, a bystander saw him just sitting right there in that exact same spot, just frozen. And he's like,
oh.
okay, something's wrong. Something's up with this dog. So he
Yeah.
is able to catch the dog and takes him to get chipped and then calls the police. And the police are able to figure out from the Walmart surveillance video and from the dog and the dog being with Daigneault, who Amanda is from the chip, and also
Mm-hmm.
who killed her.
Oh my gosh.
So Titan, by being the hero that he was and refusing to leave his mama's side, also Daigneault, who was stupid enough to abandon Titan with her. Thank God he didn't hurt him.
Right.
It
Oh,
was the thing that convicted him. And well, the
wow.
thing that caught him in the first place, and it was the
Uh-huh.
thing that they were able to use to identify her. Because once they identified her, they were able to discover that she was missing, find out what she was driving, and then from that, track her car and find it at the Walmart, and backtracking their steps.
Sure.
But it was because Titan is a hero.
Oh, Titan.
Yeah.
What a good boy. Oh,
So
that's
that
sad.
Mofro is going to prison for life. Titan is, with her family now, and
What was the motive behind that murder?
I have been unable to find motive except for that this guy has a rap sheet as long as your arm. He has
Oh,
he shot someone in high school. He's had multiple
oh,
other violent offenses. He had multiple felonies. Honestly, why he was even not in prison is kind of a surprise.
yeah.
Uh, and that's why it wasn't too hard to sentence him to life in prison for this because it's where he belongs. He's a terrifying person.
Wow.
But anyway, one more quick look at Titan the hero,
Oh, Titan. What a
who
good
solved his
boy.
mother's murder. Yep.
Yeah, he sure did. Oh,
Yeah.
poor guy.
Yeah. So with that, I am going to kick it back over to you for our main case.
Okay. And you did get a little view of BB there for a minute. I held her. She
Yeah.
actually three of my four cats are in here with me right now, which is rare, but I've been gone all day, so they're all like right on top of me, and they all followed me in here. So only Gigi isn't in here, which I thought
Mm-hmm.
was kind of funny. And I was gonna comment on Janine. Janine says, for some reason your lives won't play for me. I'm in Australia, but it didn't used to be an
Yeah.
issue, and that's on Facebook.
I
So
saw that. I
Janine
don't know if she can
says
see anything, but I'll
she's going to
comment.
listen after the fact. So sorry about that,
Yeah.
Janine. I have no idea.
I
Not
know.
a clue why. But yes, that's Miss BB. She's huge. She's 90% hair. She has so much hair, that cat.
She does.
Anyway, let's get to my case. This is the weirdest story, you guys. Police have finally arrested a man named Nicholas Wayne Hamlett, and he has been on the run for a couple of weeks now. Let me show you a picture of him. Oh, I can't because Katie deleted them.
Did I delete your pictures?
Yes,
Oh.
okay, I'll re-add them.
Oh, I'm sorry. Thought I was just deleting yesterday.
No. Okay, so this guy right here, this is Nicholas Wayne Hamlett. He has quite a few aliases, unfortunately, and he has been on the run for a couple of weeks because of a really strange thing that happened in Tennessee.
Mm-hmm.
So, in mid-October, I can't remember what day exactly, um, a man called the police in eastern Tennessee. He was actually at the in the area of the Cherahalla Skyway. And the Cherahalla Skyway is just like it's a 43-mile national scenic byway from Tellico Plains, Tennessee to Robbinsville, Tennessee. So this is like a really famous outdoorsy kind of place. Beautiful.
Oh,
Here's a
wow.
here's a picture of it. It's a beautiful place.
That's
So
incredible.
the police get this 911 call from a man, and he says that he was running from a bear and fell off a cliff and he's injured. Which, I don't know. It was immediately a sus story. He
Mm-hmm.
also gave his name as, I'm going to have to get this straight because there's three different names and I'm having trouble keeping them all straight. He the man who called identified himself by a man by the name Brandon Andrade. So the police go there and they find the body of a man, and this guy is deceased, and he has something on him to identify him as Brandon Andrade. Here's the problem with that. Brandon Andrade, that name is known to be a stolen identity. So they
Oh.
know that this guy is probably not Brandon Andrade. They were already
Mm-hmm.
aware to some point, um, to some amount anyway, that was not a real name,
Mm-hmm.
and it was likely a stolen identity.
Mm-hmm.
So they finally identify this guy, and the deceased man, and his name is Steven Lloyd, and he's from Knoxville, Tennessee, and he was a man that was known to have mental health issues, known to be homeless. And in researching this, the police believe that what happened is that the guy who stole Brandon Andrade's identity and was going as Brandon Andrade had befriended this man, and then had befriended Stephen Lloyd and killed him and stole his identity, and was now on the run pretending to be Stephen Lloyd.
Oh my God.
Yeah. But the guy was actually Nicholas Wayne Hamlett, and he was the one who made the 911 call.
Mm-hmm.
They said it was immediately suspicious because Stephen Lloyd had blunt force trauma to the head,
Mm-hmm.
which was not consistent with a bear attack or a fall off a cliff. Like, they
Right.
were like, none of this tracks at all. Right? What a
Right.
twist. It's a confusing story to tell because it is a confusing
Mm-hmm.
story. So Hamlet was on the run. Hamlet has a pretty lengthy criminal history, and he was wanted already in Alabama for a parole violation. So they issued a warrant for Hamlin's arrest out of Monroe County, Tennessee,
Mm-hmm.
and this warrant was for first-degree murder. So they knew he was on the run, and authorities were looking for him. They warned people that they considered to be dangerous and potentially armed, and known to travel under aliases. There were a lot of public urgings for him to just turn himself in and end this, so that it wouldn't be a violent situation.
Mm-hmm.
And there was a $5,000 reward for information leading to his arrest. And so, after a couple of weeks of searching for him, Hamlet was seen at a hospital in Columbia, South Carolina. So a citizen actually called the police and said, "I've seen this guy on the news. I know you're looking for him. He is here at the hospital." So police were actually, yeah, see something, say something. There was, in fact, a hero in this case. I don't know their name, but it was awesome that somebody did,
Yeah.
saw that guy and went, "Ooh, I think that might be the guy." So they did identify him using his fingerprints, and he's going to be extradited to Monroe County, Tennessee, to stand trial for first-degree murder, because they believe that he planned this whole thing,
Wow.
and now believe that, he made the 911 call and everything. He said some of the things that he said on the 911 call was that he had hit his head, that he was unable to move, and his phone only had 2% battery. So they weren't going to be able to, 911 wouldn't be able to call
Mm-hmm.
him back if the
Oh,
line went dead, conveniently.
how convenient. Yeah.
Right. He also said, yeah, he was injured and partially in the water, that he had been attacked by a bear, and that he ran off a cliff running from the bear. I'm like, dude, like,
You're doing too
You're
much.
doing
That's
way
the
too
problem.
much here, Hamlet. Like, this was immediately really, really suspicious. Like, all of it. Dude, bear attacks have very specific injuries that this dude did not have.
I heard he also was snapped at by an alligator in the
Right, he
whole
probably
encounter.
was. And
Hmm.
possibly Bigfoot stole his wallet. I don't know.
And
Uh,
abducted by aliens. Yep, it
at
all
the same
happened.
time,
Hmm.
yes, yes. He definitely he got a little too detailed in the whole situation. So, they determine that this Brandon Andrade that he's identified this victim as
Hmm.
is a stolen identity that's already been used a bunch of times in different places. So the police were
Hmm.
immediately like, "Oh yeah, that's definitely not who this guy is."
Holy cow.
Yeah. But it was a pretty big manhunt looking for this guy
Hmm.
because Jesus Christ, he planned and carried out the first degree murder of this man and then went on the run. Just
I would like
really,
to
really sad.
imagine, and this is entirely made up, so don't quote me on this or come tell me I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm making this up, but I'm going to make up this story right now. That the person who called the police works at the hospital snack bar and he was rude to them.
Yes, probably.
And they're getting a
Probably.
cash reward.
Because he was not a
I'm
good
also
guy.
making that up. I don't know.
I like that.
But,
I
you
like
know,
that. Well, actually, there was a $5,000 reward. So that person probably did get a reward.
good. Good news.
Yeah.
Yes.
So Stephen, as a child, was in the foster care system, the victim, and he had a family who loved him, but Stephen had a lot of mental health issues and he had trouble staying at home and he would
Hmm.
just kind of take off and live on the streets.
Sure.
But he would keep in contact with his family because he had a family who loved him and did everything they could to take care of him in spite of what his illness did to him.
Sure.
And so the of course there were people who knew that he was missing because
Hmm.
they weren't hearing from him. And his family is absolutely devastated
Oh, I'm sure.
that
Well, this,
Stephen trusted this guy, had been
right. This
had been
punk took
befriended
advantage
by
of
him.
him. Yep.
Yes, and then basically lured him into the woods to take his life and stuff. Just very, very sad. Stephen
Terribly
Lloyd had a
sad.
really difficult life
Yeah.
and really unfair to end like this and
Hmm.
like just to steal somebody's identity, really. I mean, God.
Right. Wow.
This is not an isolated incident with Hamlet. He has a pretty significant criminal history. He was arrested in Alabama in 2009 in an incident in which he held a man at gunpoint and tried to hit him with a baseball bat, planning to kill him and bury him in a rural area.
Holy
This is a guy
shit.
that needed to not be on the streets. Um,
For sure. Oh, that is so
when,
sad.
yeah,
But it's also so weird that this bear attack, not bear attack, murder thing happened, considering the thing that just happened in Montana that we
I
covered a
know
couple of weeks
that
ago.
that's why the headline of this case grabbed me because I was like,
Mm-hmm.
wait a freaking minute. Like, we had another case like that. But
Yeah.
in that case, they literally did actually mimic bear attack injuries.
Yeah.
Oy. So Hamlet was going by the name Joshua Jones. Um,
The hell? How many aliases did he have?
a
We don't know.
lot.
A bunch.
Yeah.
Whew.
Um,
Never sus. Never sus.
no, right. He's had 4 prior felony convictions, which is amazing to me. He's 45. And he's had 4 felony convictions and he was still out on the street. He had in the past been charged with attempted murder and kidnapping, but pled to lesser
My
felony assault.
God.
Yeah,
He was just terribly dangerous.
yeah. He was
Wow.
sentenced to 20 years in prison in 2012, and then he was paroled in 2016. He
What?
only served 4 years of a 20-year sentence. That's really scary.
Just
I
for him to come
mean,
out and do it again. Wow.
right, right. People convicted of violent crimes, man, we got to be careful who we're letting out.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
Um,
man. Well, this will be the end of the
authorities,
road for him, I would really, truly hope.
well, I think so because they've charged him with first degree murder.
Yeah.
Also, this man has ties to Tennessee, Montana, Alaska, Kentucky, North Carolina, and Florida. So the authorities immediately figured that he had fled to another state because he'd obviously done that
Hmm.
before. Let's
Back to the
see.
hospital. Why was
Yes.
he at the hospital?
Well, I'm not sure.
Okay.
I can't find a full explanation. Oh, yes, I can. I'm sorry. Here we go. He had checked into the hospital because he was dehydrated.
Hmm.
So he was on the run. This was right around Halloween. The
Hmm.
October 31st, November 1st is when he was seen. But it was because of the wanted poster that had
Okay.
been being shared around
Sure.
that somebody saw him. And also on Halloween night, the chief of police in Chapin, South Carolina, had he knew that some of Hamlet's family lived in that area, and that he reported to the public to be extra vigilant during trick or treating because it was possible that he could be in the area and that someone had spotted him near the local high school in the
Ah,
early morning hours of November 1st. So they were
yikes.
kind of honing in on him already.
Hmm.
And then, his brilliant plan was to go get help at the hospital, and someone at the hospital identified him.
Hmm.
So
After
I'm
a python attack, I'm guessing.
yeah, I'm sure. It was he'd been bit by a shark,
Hmm. Yes, that too.
also hit by a semi. I don't know.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Hmm. Chased
scary
by a
dude.
chupacabra. Yep.
Oh, right, Kathy. So if you're going to commit an unaliving and tell on yourself, keep the details simple,
Right? I mean,
right?
it's the KISS method, guys. Keep it
Hmm.
simple, stupid. Right?
Right. It is a real tell about people who are lying about something is they give too much detail.
Yeah.
They give specifics that aren't necessary in the moment.
Yeah.
If you've really been chased by a bear and fell off a cliff, you're not going to give all that information.
No.
You're going to say, "I'm hurt, I'm dying, come find me."
Hmm.
Like you're
Yeah.
not going to tell the whole story.
Well, Wu Tang made a great point. There's not many bear attacks, but I assume that people who run away from them don't survive. It's like the first rule when encountering one. Right?
True, right? And if you fall off a cliff to get away from a bear, you just die from the cliff instead of the bear. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, he said cliff. Like,
Hmm.
uh, it's pretty unlikely that you would
Yeah.
survive a fall from a cliff, I'm going to say. So, yeah, wild. Right. Bethy says he went to the hospital to identity shop, and he may have,
Maybe so. He needed to shed the one he had.
right? And he knew that he knew that they were looking for him and they
Hmm.
were dialing down on where he was.
Hmm. Well, thank goodness he didn't hurt
So,
anyone else. But man, that
yes,
makes me sad for the victims and his family. That's
I know.
terrible.
All the love to the family of Stephen Lloyd. That is
Hmm.
absolutely hideous.
Yep.
And to lose him like that when his life had been such a struggle as it was,
Yeah.
and then for him to be taken advantage of, that's just
Yeah.
horrifying and
Just die in such a
really
cruel
sad.
way.
Yeah.
Yep.
Teresa says,
Yeah.
all my stories have way too much detail and tangents. Uh
Kiss, Teresa. Kiss.
oh. Well, we'll keep an eye on Hamlet and see what
Yeah.
happens, but I'm suspecting he's going to be going away forever now.
Hmm. Good.
Why he wasn't still in prison
Mm.
with a 20-year sentence, I don't know.
Yeah, he wouldn't have even been out to commit this
That's
crime.
it's such a tough situation to determine who is going to be dangerous and who isn't. But
Yeah, but
I
this guy had
think
priors
that hit those
before that
kinds of
one.
priors,
Yeah.
I don't know, and I don't know the story behind, I haven't found that yet, why he
Hmm.
was released after only 4 years.
Yeah.
That seems really strange to me. Like, and sometimes those things happen because of overcrowding or,
Hmm.
budgetary problems in prisons. But it is scary to think that with
Hmm.
all of his priors, that he was out on the street take advantage of someone again.
Indeed. Boo.
Yeah. So we'll keep an eye on that and see what happens. I'm going to do a little research too and see if I can figure out why did he get out of prison so early? Like, what was the reasoning? Because you got to imagine that authorities are looking back on that like, oh shit, why was this guy even out in the first place? You know
Yeah.
that the community and the family probably are too.
Yeah.
So if I can find the answers to those questions, I'll share them in a later episode.
Okay.
And with that, Katie, I know that you have some WTF news for us.
Yes, I do. Listen, if you go to Germany and you order a pizza number 40, you're going to get more than you planned on, and probably more than you
Oh,
budgeted for. Because it was just recently discovered that if you order a number 40 at a certain Dusseldorf pizzeria, you will be receiving a baggie of cocaine underneath your pizza.
oh, oh my God.
The number
Oh boy.
40 happened to be their best selling dish. Apparently, it was delicious.
I imagine so, but was it a much more expensive pizza?
Well, the authorities won't say. They said,
Ah,
we don't know, and if we did, we wouldn't tell you how much they were charging for that.
oh,
The owner had never been accused of a drug crime in the past. And so at first it took the authorities by surprise because he had not been problematic in the past, but
mm-hmm.
they had a tip that something like this was going on, and so they went to question the shop owner. And when the police knocked on his door, he panicked and threw a big bag of drugs out the window, literally into the arms of some policemen that were down below. So things things weren't going good. Weren't going good.
Mm-hmm.
But because he'd have no other criminal record, he was only in custody for 2 days. They
Oh,
confiscated 1.6 kilograms of cocaine, 400 grams of cannabis, 268,000 pounds, or euros,
oh,
uh,
okay.
a bunch of expensive watches, a handgun, an axe, some long bladed knives, all this stuff. So he's only in
Wow.
custody for 2 days because he has no priors. So
Mm-hmm.
as soon as he gets back out, he goes right back to work and goes right back to shipping out pizzas number 40s.
Oh my God. Dude, like they're not keeping an eye on you?
Mm-hmm.
Weird.
So the police were like, okay, that's cool. You just do this, and we're just going to keep surveying you for a while. And we're going to find out where your drugs are coming from. And that's what they did. So they used this fool and, pizza number 40 to track down where most of their drugs were coming from. The cannabis, the marijuana, was coming from a flat that was growing it and selling it to them. And the flat was found to have 300 marijuana plants growing in it,
Wow.
with 3 little children living in that flat.
Oh God.
Yeah. So everybody was arrested, basically, and the kids were actually put in foster. It's just, my God, they really had something going on there.
Yeah, they did. They had some kind of cottage industry going there.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God, but growing all that weed with little kids. I mean, I
Yeah.
don't have a problem with weed, but children should not be being exposed to it. It's
Yeah.
not good for their brains.
No.
Boy.
No, not at all.
Plus,
So,
just the safety aspect of growing that much weed in your apartment
mhm.
with your little kids around. Ugh.
But apparently this has gotten to be a bit of a thing. Using food delivery to transport drugs. Apparently, in Washington
Hmm.
state in 2017, a pizzeria was busted because the code word was asking for extra olives. And asking for extra olives would result in a drug deal.
Oh no, what if you just actually wanted extra olives and then you got a pizza with drugs?
Too bad. You're getting cocaine.
Oh my God.
But
I love
police
olives. I
in
would ask for extra olives, so I'd be screwed.
right? I know. Uh, last week, the police in Berlin arrested a delivery driver who was hiding cocaine in soft drink cans in kind of a similar shtick.
My
Yeah,
God.
who knew? So I
Right?
guess be
Like,
careful what you're door dashing because you might get more than what you thought.
I mean,
Yeah.
honestly, it's pretty brilliant because there's
Jennifer
a
says they.
legitimate reason for people to be coming and going,
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Yeah,
wow.
it's a good way to launder too. Jennifer
Hmm.
said they use Snapchat mostly in Ireland, that or Telegram for
Hmm.
doing deals.
I've
Yeah.
heard that here in the US too.
Oh, Wu
Wow.
Tang said it reminds me of a Bob's Burger episode where an old couple was selling blueberries and using the kids as dealers. Oh dear.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Boy.
So, mm-hmm. Right. It must have been a secret menu item. That must have just been a known thing, that if you ordered
Yeah,
this. I'm still dying to know what it cost, but the
I know.
authorities said they're
Like,
not telling. So,
I can't imagine that it would be the same price as other pizzas. Like
now I
that,
want to know
but
the other code words, or maybe I don't. But this is pretty fascinating stuff to me.
it sounds like maybe there are a lot of them.
Right? Extra olives seems too easy,
It
because
it does.
a lot of people, right, make them specify green or black olives, right? Maybe
Hmm.
you want the white olives.
Oh, maybe that's how they know.
Yeah, yeah. Let's take a TCS field trip. It sounds like we need to. Yep.
Test it out. I don't know. Probably not.
Mm-hmm. Right? And did they pay cash or could you charge it? Right?
Right? So
Another
you
good question.
paid for drugs on your credit card or debit card? Oh boy. Ooh, that in the US would be a huge deal because that would make it
Hmm.
a federal crime.
Picture this, right? Somebody's grandma. Let's say some dumbass that lives with their grandma because, they're busy doing drugs and not having a life.
Hmm.
And they order a pizza in front of grandma and they order the number 40.
Hmm.
So then grandma, next week she's hanging out with her friend Ethel or Bertha or something. And she's like, we had a really good pizza from these guys the other night. Let's order it. What did we get? I think it was the number 40. I'm making all of this up, but think about that.
Hmm. Right? Wow.
And now grandma has a dime bag. Yeah.
Yeah, that would be
Or an 8 ball, or I don't know, cocaine. I don't know. I think it's an
right.
8 ball.
I have no idea.
Right? Guaranteed grandma turned into American Psycho, right?
Right.
She had no idea.
Wow.
And I
Well,
think the most important question probably is, was their pizza even any good?
yeah. Or were they just known for pizza number 40 and it was a shitty pizza because
Maybe
you
it was
didn't care
just
about the pizza?
like DiGiorno, It,
Yeah.
they didn't even make pizza there. They just pulled it out of the freezer.
I mean, that's a lot to keep track, to be running your drug operation and making good pizza.
Hmm.
So I don't know.
Oh, and if you order a number 42, it was just weed. I made that up too. That's not.
Could be though. Yeah.
Right. If you order 45, it's delivered by a dominatrix and you get your ass kicked.
I mean, they could diversify. That is true.
Right? I could do this all day. Picture this, Sicily, 1912.
Yes.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Right? Since when is Germany known for pizza?
I don't think they are, but then again,
Only the number 40s.
yeah,
Yeah.
maybe just to beat 40. Wow.
Hmm. Well, there you go. Now you have it. Now you know.
Now we know if you're in Germany, don't order the number 40. Just don't do it.
Right? Right, Kathy? There's so many combinations. Yeah.
Right? Like talk about if you ordered the Supreme, does that mean you get weed, cocaine, heroin, and a big giant 40 a beer or something. Like
Maybe.
the
If you order a
deluxe
67, you
pizza.
get a stolen penguin from the zoo.
You could really diversify in a lot of ways that way.
Watch for our pizzeria opening next week.
No. Funny.
Well, there you go. A few more drugs off the street and out of the pizza
Well,
box.
that's good. Oh, if you ask for pineapple, it's Maui Wowie. Yeah, there you go. See? Yeah, you could go a lot of ways with that. Absolutely.
You
Well, that's everything we've got for today. We'll be back tomorrow on Wednesday at 6 p.m. Mountain for case updates. We've got lots of updates to give you, so check out that. Next week will be the watch party. Next Wednesday. And I already know what we're watching. I haven't talked to Katie about it yet, though.
Oh, okay.
We're going to watch It's Me. This is the Zodiac speaking on Netflix.
Okay, I'm
So
here.
don't watch it without us, unless you already have. Even if you already have, still come watch it with us because holy shit balls, you guys. It is wild. Very wild. But I think it'll be a good one. Oh, about Ted Cruz. No, I think it's about the guy who really was the Zodiac, honestly.
Jennifer did watch it. She said it's so good. Okay.
It is. It's really good. So we're going to watch the first episode. There's 3 episodes. We'll watch the first one, and then y'all can finish it up if you haven't seen it, or come watch it. It is, wow. It's something.
Wild.
Yeah.
Okay.
Alrighty. So with that, thank you all so much for being here. We appreciate it you all very much, whether you're here live or you're here after the fact. We love y'all. So
Yes.
you know it. We are the True Crime Squad. Thanks for being here.
Take care.